I'ma pull up flexing on these bitches like aerobics. Mama tell you, girl, you cute, but ballin' that shit gorgeous. Standing on the table.
I love you, Atlas, but I'm gonna have you be quiet. Okay, we've got KT versus Hanwha Life. So KT are actually, they're such a legit team. My prediction is that KT will win. Maybe 2-1, I think I'll predict. 2-1. They're incredibly legit. Kiin is insane, and no one on KT is bad. The worst player is probably Cuz. He has some moments where it's a bit iffy. On the other hand, Hanwha Life, they have the top mid from the world champion DRX team. They have Zeka and Kiin. They also have Viper. They are a stacked roster. The problems they have come from their jungle support. Sometimes Zeka's a bit shit. Kiin's reasonably solid. Viper is incredible. But Clid and Life are... Meh. They're kind of grieving. Okay, into draft. Let's see what we see. So my red side bans are Milio, Cassante, Gragas. And if it was against T1, I would swap maybe Gragas for Caitlyn. Vi band on 1 indicates Zeri B1, I think. I think that's what they're showing that they want. Milio band on red side, as we said. Respond on chance to draft. Oh, okay, I'll respond once I end the draft analysis. Maokai, yeah, again, point and click lockdown, and they ban the Zeri. So they read that they want Zeri B1. Now this leaves open Cassante and Gragas. These two things are both open, going into B1.
That we're going to be zooming in on, because right now this looks like every single game in challengers and most games in the LPL. No surprises here in terms of what the priority is. That final ban on blue side sometimes can't.
Lucian ban. Okay, so either Gragas or Cassante are going to be open on 1. So I think what you do as red now is you ban neither and you trade, because otherwise you don't get anything in response. I think you want. There you go, Nico ban. So I think it should be Gragas or Cassante on 1, and then it should be Gragas or Cassante on 2, plus... I'm not sure what's open. We'll have to see what teams are putting prio on. This is the first game. Let's move chat into the middle for now. Straight into the Yuumi. Okay, so I would respond with Cassante Sona, I think. Wait, you could also go Zilean, and Zilean Flex. Oh, Cassante Zilean is really sick, because you're flexing it. I would go Cassante Zilean on 1-2. Twitch? Are they going Twitch Sona? Are they going Twitch Lulu? I mean, Twitch Lulu's fine. Aphelios. Okay, Aphelios is good with Sona or Soraka. I mean, they will probably just go Lulu because it's the standard, but I think against Yuumi you have much more freedom to pick like Soraka or Sona. But if you don't take, yeah, I think what okay, Wukong. Well, now you just go Gragas Cassante, I think. You might want to go Gragas ADC and then ban Cassante in second rotation, because they're going to want to pick support on 3, I think. Annie?
Here in Korea, in Challenger or not, it has been very strong. But Annie being
Interesting.
considered here for BDD, certainly a whole lot of comfort there, and then we can pick up an 80 carry.
Will we see? I don't think Zeka. Oh, Annie actually, purely because he's playing against Zeka, Annie has really good matchups into what Zeka plays. Now Neela. Okay, Neela's very, very good into the Wukong, and Aphelios is a low range 80 carry, so it's not too bad, but it's too hard to pick early. Now, Ezreal. Also very, very good into the Aphelios. I like the Ezreal here. I don't know what you can pick on support that will now make Aphelios win into Yuumi Ezreal. I don't think you can. So I think this is a really good Ezreal here, actually. Ari, okay. Cassante should get banned by blue. Although, I guess they could R5 top. That's probably the best thing to do. I think blue should just target supports. Yeah, ban Zilean Sona. Or Soraka, Zilean. I think Zilean is the best support they can go for sure. Like speeding up the Wukong, speeding up the Aphelios so he can actually get in to hit people. Zilean ulting the Aphelios if he gets Annie ulted. I think Zilean is probably the best pick, so I'd ban that. Sona, also pretty good. Make some ignore Ezreal poke. Soraka, somewhat good. I think Sona's better. They're banning Lulu. I really think Zilean is an insane pick on 4 here. On R4.
More complicated here now in this final ban for HLE, but I think the Viego is definitely a strong option here for Cuz. Sejuani, also a very strong option right now in this meta with the Annie. You have a lot of lockdown CC.
Gonna move this a bit. I like it here. Still figuring out where I want to put my chat in these things. Kha'Zix's ban. I don't think Kha'Zix is that good for KT. So they're banning Jax. It's one of Kiin's best champions. Kiin is their best player. He's going to be blinding top, most likely. It's going to be support on R4, and then top plus jungle on 4-5.
This is the freak patch, so Triforce Ezreal feeling like a pretty cool pick right now. So if you're looking at the Ezreal quizzically, we haven't actually seen it. I don't believe it was played yesterday in Challenge. It definitely wasn't played on.
Any chance we see Zilean? What do you think?
To see what Ezreal with a triangle is going to look like. The Ornn taken away from Kiin. They're like, oh, well,
okay, Cassante. The problem with going Cassante now is that now Kiin gets to choose his matchup. So I think we might see Kiin Gwen here. I think Gwen is what we're going to get. And then we'll get an AD jungle, like Viego looks really good. I would go Gwen Viego, I think. I think Gwen Viego would be really sick. Like, Fiora's okay, but I don't know. Gwen Viego looks disgusting. Okay, there's the Viego. Really nice. I really like Viego with these high-range poke comps into these low-range champs. Because the Ezreal, the Annie, and the Yuumi are going to be poking out the enemy, and they're going to put them into reset range for the Viego. I really like this from KT. And then I would go, because you need... well, you don't need more magic damage here, but the Viego enables you to have more magic damage, so I would go Gwen. And Gwen has a really good matchup into the Cassante, and then just scales well into the game. Oh no, Malphite's not it. There's no, you don't need Malphite. I don't know what you need Malphite for.
I mean, besides the Yuumi, this looks like it could have been a KT playoffs draft. Like, you just take the Yuumi and replace it with a Karma, and I'm like, wow, it's KT.
So the Viego I really like, the Malphite I don't like.
And I mean, KT just keeping a lot of secrets here.
Rakan.
From sneaky side lane composition to...
Okay, they're trying to basically turn it into a pick comp here. I guess they recognize that the Aphelios is never going to be able to hit anyone, and they're just going to look to make picks with Ahri, Wukong, Rakan, and Snowball, which is it's a legit win condition. I don't think it's reliable. I think KT win draft here. The Malphite could be something else, and it would be better. The Malphite could even be like Gore Drinker Jace, and I would like it a lot more than this. But the Gwen providing, like, throwing the ult at people, like, Gwen would be so good. I'd love Gwen. But still, I think KT wins draft. Okay, so the Ez Yuumi are obviously gonna not have too much lane pressure onto the Aphelios Rakan, and the Rakan has the potential to, like, W in if Ezreal ever wastes E. So we're basically going to see Ezreal farming up, never wasting his E. Aphelios not really able to get in range of the Ezreal. Ezreal's going to take most of the damage in the early game when, like, right now, Aphelios actually has, like, Caitlyn range with the Calibrum, but as soon as he's used all the ammo in his Calibrum, Ezreal's going to be so unbelievably safe. Like, here, Viper using another auto, getting rid of his ammo. Eventually, that pressure's going to be gone, and aiming and lens are just going to be absolutely chilling. I think this is a really bad draft for Hanwha Life specifically, because their primary carry is Viper, and they've put him on a champion that can't do anything into KT's draft. Like, he can never kill Malphite. That's a Malphite against Aphelios. Viego's just going to be waiting somewhere in stealth for the resets. He can never get in range to auto Annie, and he can never get in range to auto Ezreal. So they've put their best player on a champion with very, very low agency in this game. Although, I say that, so have KT. I think KT's best player is definitely Kiin, and they've put him on Malphite. When he had counterpick as well, like, this could easily be Gwen, and it would be better in draft, I think.
If you get unstoppable force, then, I mean, a bear comes down and you're dead anyway. So maybe
if you want something tanky, he could also have gone
advantage of that is
He could have gone Gragas and built Rod of Ages to do more damage. Yumi has Gathering Storm instead of Scorch and Font Revitalize instead of Presence Cutdown. Wow. I mean, to be fair, Lehens is normally pretty good. He's the guy that invented support Singed into Yumi as the answer. Lehens is quite good at like understanding things and, you know, coming up with strategies. So Lehens having good runes is something that I kind of expected. Now the fact that he's gone Font instead of Cut Down, I mean Revitalize is just really good, but the fact that he's gone Font might indicate that he wants to go Echoes of Helia instead of Moonstone, which I think is probably the best Yumi mythic.
I hope that we don't check out the top lane too much, because I'll get too frightened.
Yeah, so as you see, as long as aiming has E, the Rakan can't really do anything. But if he ever wasted E, like if E was on cooldown there, that's pretty deadly. Viper's now out of Calibrum ammo. He's gonna hold on to... Oh, no, he's not. I thought he would hold on to it so that he can use the Q and then switch guns, but... Kiin, surprisingly, is very even in CS into this Cassante. The Cassante is not managing to bully him at all. If he collects this wave, he'll be down 1 CS. Right, 2, 6... No, he'll be down 3 CS, but, you know, down 3 CS at 5 minutes as Malphite. Not bad at all. Don't love the Rakan here, I just don't think he can ever do anything. Yeah, I mean, they've made their game plan. We will make picks with Ahri, Wukong, Rakan early, and we will snowball. And if we don't snowball really hard, we'll lose. And since they already had the Aphelios not being able to do much dynamic, I think that's fine. Now, Cuz does this sometimes. So Cuz could just be doing his Krugs, but sometimes he will just be places where he can die. Like, as KT here, I think you want as little activity as possible, because you are just going to outscale. So they saw that Life roamed, so they're looking for a trade onto Viper. They end up using the exhaust. I don't think there's any way of really punishing them not having the exhaust. Kiin going for a proxy recall. I like this, actually. This is really good from Kiin. So he saw that Viego's bot side, and he knows, obviously, Yumi's not going to be there. He sees Annie in mid, so he's going to go for a proxy, and then he's going to base, and he's going to come back to a really good wave state. That's really good by Kiin. Wait, why did he TP? What's the point of proxying if you're just going to TP? See, Kiin gets it. Oh no, Kiin, sorry. But now Kiin's going to TP. So I don't know, both top laners use their TP, when I think they could both just not use their TP. And, like, have TP to do something. Giga Chad top mindset TP for 3 minions. Yep. Unbelievably based. So, remember I said that Cuz sometimes is just in places where he can die? And he has this tendency to, like, in? This is what I'm talking about. Why is he there? Like, there's just no reason for it. He could just be clearing his own topside here. It's so weird. But, you know, that's the Cuz gaming. That's Cuz gaming. Is he trying to steal camps to snowball early? I suppose, but there's no need to snowball early when you're hard out scaling with this KT draft. So we're getting Sunfire Malphite, very standard. We're getting Sundara Viego, very standard. Gonna be Sundara Wukong probably. I'd be interested to see if we get Triforce Wukong. I think that would actually be quite good here when you need that early damage to just like snowball. I think Triforce would be good on Wukong. Ahri obviously gonna go Everfrost. Aphelios, he's got BF Sword, so I guess that indicates he's rushing the Gale Force rather than the Storm Razor, because Storm Razor I believe is Noon Quiver and Kershey's Shard. And then Gale Force is BF Sword, Zeal, Cloak, I think. Or BF Sword, Zeal, Longsword, or something like that. I mean, Sundara is good into the Malphite, specifically, but I think your aim with this Hanwha draft is to kill everyone except Malphite, and then Malphite will just die. Like, you really need to burst them down with, like, an Ahri, Wukong, Rakan combo. Okay, I mean, Kiin can never die here, he's got ult. So Kiin's kinda just wasting his ult. Kiin doesn't even need to ult. Yeah, so he's rushing Gale Force here, right? with BF Zeal Longsword. So he's going to go Gale Force, and then I mean, Storm Razor looks very good on Aphelios, so he's probably going to go Storm Razor next after the Gale Force. I guess he's going the Gale Force first because of what we've talked about, how he doesn't have the ability to ever really get in range of anyone. The Gale Force kind of lets him do that. Ooh, this is an interesting TP from Zeka. They have all summoners though, so he's just going to immediately cleanse. He's probably going to flash as well, yep. And he's just going to live. Yeah, aiming played that well. BT is good here to kind of keep him alive through the Ezreal poke, through the Yumi poke, through the Annie dropping Tibbers on him and slowly grinding him down. I think Gale Stormrazor BT is probably his best build. He's actually taken Fleet, so I think Viper recognizes that he's never going to be in range to hit anyone. So he's going to try and use like Fleet, Stormrazor, Gale Force, like these tools, and his Ghost to try and bridge the gap. So I actually like Viper's rune choice here. I think Fleet at times can give him the ability to do things. They are on 13-10, yeah. So it's before the nerfs to Stormrazor, before the Kraken changes. Yeah, so Kiin just ulting out. Like I said before, he can always do that. That's generally how he's going to use his ult in this lane, is when K'Sante all-ins with ult. When K'Sante all-ins with all-out, Malphite's going to ult away. But if they're very tanky, you can go Kraken as well. I think you choose one. Cuz just running in again. I mean, you gotta give it to Cuz. He has massive balls. Like, he's so confident all the time. But you can see how well, like, Kiin down 3 CS as Malphite into K'Sante. Like, Kiin's laning is unbelievable. He's so very good at laning. And you can see when he's playing Jax or Jace, you can see in Spring the opposite effect. When he's actually winning lane, he's crushing people. He was even performing really, really well against Zeus, so... Okay, good. Ezreal has Trinity Force. Annie has Leandries. The itemization on KT is all pretty good this time. Yumi is going Echoes of Helia, and she does have Font of Life, so that's really nice. So the font, I think whenever you go Echoes of Helia, if your champion can proc Font of Life, you should go Font of Life. Because it just gives you more Helia procs. Both of these top lane... Oh wait, actually Kiin has gotten a TP advantage somehow. I didn't actually see how that happened. But Kiin can potentially look to push a wave. If now Kiin just ignored Kiin, he could just kill the wave, right? Ignoring Kiin, and then run around behind the tower and proxy. Kiin's actually beating him down, what the hell? Is Kiin gonna run up to the Herald? I think Kiin's gonna walk to the Herald. So what's Kiin's plan? He's basing. Does he have item spike or something? Is he gonna walk from base? I guess Kiin just called his blood. No, yeah, Kiin goes back for the wave. This is gonna be Hanwha's Herald. They have 5 people topside. But Kiin's just going to trade it for bot tower. Does he have Demolish? He does have Demolish, so Kiin's going to get this turret. Viper's getting top turret though, so Hanwha are still winning this exchange. One thing I want to see if people start doing, especially next patch, well, the patch that's live right now but isn't live on LCK, 13.11. If Viego, after Sunderer or Trinity, whichever one he chooses, if he goes for Kraken Slayer, I think that would be really good. And also Kraken's very cheap now. 3,000 gold is a lot cheaper than it used to be. They're looking for a pick onto Kiin. This guy is way too tanky for them to kill. This guy cannot die. Yeah, as you can see, he is far too tanky for them to kill. And this is where Hanwha Life haven't really got enough of a lead. They have a 1.5k gold lead. I don't think it's enough for them to actually beat the scaling comp of KT. Also, KT having 1 dragon slows Hanwha Life down by an extra 5 minutes. So they dropped Herald mid and opened it up, right? Which I think is fine, but what I think Hanwha could have done is held the Herald until now, and now they could have dropped it mid to open it. And then they could have used the pressure from the Herald to start the Drake. Rather than, like, now they have like a Mexican standoff for the Drake, where they could actually lose this Drake fight. I don't know if as KT you want to commit for this though. Hanwha Life are already on it. I think you're happy to give second Drake. You can go... Actually, yeah. Malphite and Viego can both ult out over walls, so they can play for a steal here. Okay, Kiin goes in. What a chaotic fight. This is really bad for KT because Viper's actually in range to hit. Oh, he just gets deleted. Oh, he just gets deleted. Okay. I think that wins the game for KT. I think Hanwha are now so far behind against a comp that they need to be really far ahead against. Yeah, it did feel like a botched engagement for KT because aiming gets caught by Kiin's Q flash here, or like WQ, flash WQ. He manages to get out, but Viper's in range to hit. Malphite ult straight onto Viper, really good, and then the Annie stun, and he just gets deleted. So that was probably the best case scenario for KT, for Hanwha rather. Like, they got onto aiming. Viper was in range to hit. Still not enough. Now it's really, really hard. I don't think there's anything you can do. Like, all KT have to do is just farm for 4 minutes and then go Dragon. And then just farm for another 5 minutes and then go Dragon, and then they've won. It's going to be really, really difficult for Hanwha now. Wait, did BDD buy Rylai's? Is this the first Rylai's Annie? Oh my, all through MSI I was talking about Rylai's on Annie. Oh, hallelujah, BDD! Oh, Lehens and BDD with the Helia font and the Rylai's Leandri Annie. Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, I think everyone on KT is building correctly. Yeah, I really like what KT are doing here. Kiin might be a bit fucked here. Okay, they're TPing Zeka in. Kiin's gonna try and run away with his ult. He's gonna ult over the wall. Kiin gets out and they start the Baron. They commit the Ahri TP into the bot side. Now Malphite is dead. Can Viper and Clid stop it on their own? That's the question. The Baron take isn't fast enough from KT yet. Ahri got the kill onto Malphite. Ahri's actually picking up all of these kills, so all their gold is on Ahri, which is kind of like a double-edged sword, because in one way it's good, because it almost demands that Malphite start building some magic resist. But on the other hand, she's the lowest damage champion on their team, realistically. Like, Cassante, Aphelios, Wukong are all going to deal more damage than Ahri. But the Dragon's coming up in 1 minute. I wonder what the plan macro-wise is. They could send Kiin top if he can get a base and have him threaten that top tower with Demolish. I mean, Kiin can go and answer it, but Zeka can't be top right now. They have to... I think they have to either bring Zeka down or swap Kiin into top lane. Oh, Kiin committing the ult. Is that going to be up for Drake? It's not, right? And Cassante is really not a strong champion without his ult. There's stuff happening everywhere. They have no Rakan ult. Oh, nice, BDD. Yeah, they have no Rakan ult and no Cassante ult. I think it's literally impossible for Hanwha Life to contest Dragon now. I think KT just get Dragon. There's nothing they can do. They're just flipping the Baron. This is a really dangerous flip from Hanwha. BDD has Tibbers. All he has to do is walk up and drop Tibbers on their head, and they have to stop this. Oh, they're just waiting for the Malphite ult. Right, they have Malphite ult, they have Tibbers. I think Kiin's out of position here. Tibbers hasn't been dropped, though. They're not committing it yet. Oh my god, look at the Ezreal Q damage. It did nearly half of Clid's health. They're just going to go Dragon after this tower, I think. They're going to take the wave. Aiming's going to take the wave. Yeah, and they're going to get the Dragon. When you're this far behind, I don't think the Baron flip is necessarily bad. Like, I think it's a pretty good Baron flip, to be fair. It gives you, like, a way to win. Oh, that's so sad! Oh, Viper's just trying to recall the tempo stop ult from, aiming there. Yeah, Ezreal going Cyrilda's really nice. Annie going Zonya's. Yeah. I guess building defensive when you're this far ahead is actually good. Normally I would like Deathcap third. So basically the entire point of this build with the Leandro Rylai's is that you drop Tibbers on them, right? And Tibbers runs around and it's an absolute menace. Tibbers' damage, like, and stats are based on your raw AP, including Tibbers' HP. So if you have a death cap, Tibbers becomes a lot harder to deal with, a lot harder to kill. And also your E-shield will get a lot bigger, which your E-shield mirrors itself onto Tibbers. They're looking for a pick onto aiming here, but they have all sums on Yuumi Ezreal. Oh, the Malphite ult from Kiin. And here comes Tibbers. Oh, it's so hard for Hanwha to do anything with their draft, isn't it? They're going to do Baron now. Clid's dead. I think they're just going to die if they run in. I think Hanwha lose. Like, yeah, look at Viper. Viper can't get towards the team. Like, he can't get in. It's so awkward to be Aphelios here. This is the same draft difficulty that we were seeing at MSI from the LCK teams. They were picking Aphelios and Xayah into things like Zeri and Jinx, and they could just never get in. They can never get in range to hit anyone, and it just looked so difficult to play. I don't think Jinx is like as prio of a pick on this patch compared to before. Like, Jinx was completely broken at MSI, but with the slight nerf that she got and then the indirect nerf from the item changes, I think she's a lot more reasonable. What was the B1? The B1 was Yuumi. So yeah, I think they could have gone something like Zillion Zeri, or I mean, Zillion Jinx would be fine too.
In fact, just the way that it goes from Baron into Drake is really perfect. It's exactly synced, as you say, and looking for a flank here. Clid is like,
I really think Zillion needs to be explored as a Yuumi answer. If you're gonna pick Aphelios that early, you should just pick Jinx instead. I guess that, yeah, that makes sense. I follow that line of logic.
If they want to push their luck.
Yep. 3 out of power spikes hit for both solo lanes and aiming as well. So
oh, they've got a pick onto... oh, nice buffer from Cuz. Really nice buffer. It's actually... one thing that I've noticed is that it's surprisingly easy to do that. You know, like if you're Fiora and you can parry the Cassante ult? If it's like a melee range Vi ult, right? It's really difficult to parry a melee range Vi ult. But a melee range Cassante ult, for some reason, it's so easy to parry. It's like the window to do it is so big. So like for Cuz there, he could just press R when the Cassante ult's going off and it buffers it. It's like it doesn't lock you down until the very end of the animation, the Cassante. Like until you start moving. Whereas Vi stuns you before she even picks you up into the air, you know? Hanwha are desperate to get this Drake Soul. Oh, and the 3-man ult from Kiin. Oh, Vipers just has to run for the hills. This poor guy. Yeah. When your team is, their team identity very much is Viper versus the world, as Atlas just said. You don't want to be giving him an ADC that has no agency in the game like this. There's not a great deal he can do on Aphelios. I actually really like the Twitch hover. The Twitch would honestly be so much better than Aphelios. Like Twitch Zillion into Yuumi B1, I don't mind that. Twitch Zillion's good. Right, GG. KT coming out strong. They look good. Their itemization's really good. Their drafting was pretty solid. I really like that they picked up on the Viego on 4 that I was talking about. Like, I called it. I really like that Viego. Yeah, KT look really good across the board. All their players look good. Okay, so Game 2 draft. Let's see what gets banned. We've got Hanwha on blue side this time. I actually think, normally I think red side is really good, right? I'm a big red side advocate, but I think blue is quite strong at the moment. Because I think there's 4 really, really good B1s. Well, there's actually a lot of really good B1s, to be honest. Like, Maokai's not bad if you ban Silas. Nico, I think, is really good. She's very flexible. Gragas, Cassante. They're banning out the Zeri. Yumi's also off the table. Cassante is open. Gragas is open. Melio. Melio is the other really, really strong champ. Thank you, Ian. I will do my best to have a good stream. Let's move this to, like, here for now.
Ticking down will be Annie, actually. So banning 2 of the critical champions here for KT's previous composition, leaving both the Vi and the Lucian up here in this case. And I think the Milio still needs a look here. I think KT definitely going to ban that one away, but
right, Annie's gone.
Using this time as to what the response.
Kante, Milio, Gragas. It's got to be one of them.
Potentially the Lucian pick.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like just banning.
Milio was banned, yeah.
Lucian. Okay, never mind. So still
Cassante, Milio, Gragas, all open.
On the blue side last time around, and now Harmolife Esports, difficult choice as to whether
Do you... So, the best champ with Milio, I think, is Lucian. It's really, really strong. There's no way you B1 Jax. That just walks into Gragas Milio.
I think it's a very weak first pick.
Vi? Okay, so now you go Cassante for sure. And Cassante is so insane into Vi. And then... Yeah, Melio. Melio's fine. I think you can go Melio Cassante, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, you've never seen them paired together, so... Oh, Aphelios is not it. I mean, it's not the worst, but... Because you at least know that Vi is going to be coming into you. Cassante Morg? I don't know if you need Morg. But you can like leave it to later and see if you need it. But Melio is so broken. So basically Lucian's passive, right? He gets 2 buffed auto attacks whenever he gets healed or shielded. Melio's W keeps ticking on him, and every time it heals him, he gets 2 more shots. And he just does so much damage. It's crazy. He just permanently has his passive. Like, every auto attack in a team fight is a passive auto. Every single one. It's disgusting. Blitzcrank Jinx. So Blitz into the Melio Aphelios looks like pretty reasonable. Jinx into the Aphelios, obviously, I like. Just outranging the Aphelios is really good. Sejuani. That's okay. It's okay, you're probably going to want to pick something melee. I mean, you're going to save R5 for Kiin for sure. So what do you want to blind, and what do you want to cover it with? What's good here?
Yep, or just pick it up themselves. They could take it away if they would like to. I'd like to see.
I think you can even flex Cassante on 4. Giving you a champ that can immune the Blitz hook is really good for KT. Like, he can just dash into the Blitz hook and W it. And that's really, really nice. Alternatively, you could play Ornn, and he can also immune it.
Lean into potentially picking that Ahri up themselves, like you were talking about. As the Jax is going to be taken away, another one of those split push champions. Fiora, potentially, if we are going to go that way, is KT. Another one to look at here, but they could also.
I think you want to pick mid, or at least something that can mid on 4. That's why I think Cassante is good.
If they're planning on picking up the Ahri here,
And then give Kiin counter pick, because Kiin is so incredible.
You're going to have in a 5v5 fight.
I wouldn't mind it.
Will be the Ahri. I mean, it's just so easy to ban this if you're not going to play it.
Yep, and I think that KT, they can then pick a split pusher of some kind, and then threaten the Twisted Fate composition if they would like to.
BDD special.
Something like that.
Yeah, 100% agree. Very strong pick right now. And it's one that BDD's been playing a lot in solo queue, as he always does.
The Trinity Force, Twisted Fate, is it going to happen?
I don't think Twisted Fate on 4, like Twisted Fate blind, would be good. I think if you go Twisted Fate, there's so many things they could pick into it to just have a nice, easy game. Cassante on 4, really good. I like that. I like that. It's exactly what I called for. It's a flex pick, it can block the Blitz hook, it can immune the Vial. Yeah, I mean, it is really good. It's really good.
For BDD here against Zeka's mid lane of choice.
Ooh, that could be Zekka's Gragas. Of course, you'd prefer not to think about Zekka's Gragas from last season.
I don't think it's going to be Zekka's Gragas.
I'm hoping for a King in Gragas, absolutely.
The only issue KT have is they don't really have any reliable way of killing this Jinx. Aphelios can't really reach her. Malzahar. You do not want to play Malzahar into Cassante. Yeah, you don't want to play Malzahar into it. What Cassante mid will do into Malzahar, it's so disgusting. He'll, on purpose, walk into every single Malzahar E, so it will never kill the wave. So Malzahar never gets wave shoved, but also his E target dying gives him mana back. So Malzahar will go really quick. Oh, that's such a good kill! Kale is so good into Gwen. Kale is really good into Gwen, and then it gives them something that can kill the Jinx. It makes the target that gets hooked not die when they get hooked, because he just instantly ults them. Oh, that's such a good Kale from Kiin. I love it. Oh, the Kale gets even more range from the Melio as well. Oh my god, it's such a good Kale. Well, I really like KT's drafting overall. KT are doing really cool things in draft. Once again, Hanwha Life are on a massive clock. I like that they're looking for something level 1. Like, it ends up not working, but I think these are the sort of things that they need to go for. They really need to go for these sort of things early game. They need to get going. Because KT are going to take over the later the game goes. Now we've got Fleet on Kale. I think PTA is generally the most picked thing. It does the most damage. Lethal Tempo would give her even more range with the Melio. But Fleet gives her the easiest time in lane. I think it's really strange that Jinx didn't go Cull. I think it's a really free Cull game for Jinx. There's no way Aphelios Melio can ever really do anything to her, so you would just freely get the gold from Cull. So we've got Vi pathing towards Kale, Sejuani pathing away from Kale. So Kale's going to be quite vulnerable, so... Okay, one thing I want to see if Kiin can do here is he needs to take trades in ways that makes Gwen Q the wave. This is part of why Kale is so good into Gwen. Not only does she like hard outscale her and win the side lane later, but... Ooh, that was really close. I had to stop my thought process. I was like clenched for that hook. I was like, is it gonna hit? Oh, so close. Oh, aiming kind of just walks into that. It's a bit of a waste of both summoners, I think. I don't think Ignite or Ghost really changed anything. Oh my god, BDD is bodying Zekka. But yeah, so what Kale can do in the Gwen matchup is she can make sure that she's standing on her creeps whenever Gwen goes for a trade, and that will push the wave into Kale, because Gwen can't trade without using Q, and Q does so much damage to the wave. So Kale can keep collecting waves by making Gwen Q her. It's like the way that she can break freezes as well. She can walk up and start, once she's level 6, she can start ranged auto-attacking the Gwen. If Gwen tries to go in, she'll hit the wave, it will bounce back into Kale. Okay, I like this from Cuz. This does, obviously it gives him the camp. He should be fine, he should just get out here. I don't think Kiin can kill him. It gives him the camp, but it also covers Kale. So because Sedge is still topside, Vi can't look for a dive or anything onto the Kale. I don't think she would be able to, because Kiin played lane so well, he's still full health. And hasn't even used a potion. But in theory, it's pretty good. And now, Cuz is just going to go into his bot side. Straight into the Berserker Greaves on Kale, I really like that. The movement speed helps you with spacing a lot, and once you get level 6, you can do a lot with spacing as Kale. Yeah, so this wave's going to come into Kiin now, so now he can just chill, and then off this wave he'll get level 6, and then he's really chilling. Kiin's playing well, I like it. Oh, that's not great from Kiin. He didn't have to walk up. Oh, good flash from Kiin. Yeah, he didn't have to walk up at all. The wave's coming to him, so it's kind of bad from Kiin to actually walk. He could just wait for the wave. How have I been doing? I'm doing all right. doing pretty good. I just hit Masters, so I've been not streaming and focusing on playing quite a lot. I hit Masters and now back to streaming.
So Drake picked up preseason.
Yeah, a lot of biffo. This was something, okay, a bit of a pullback there from BDD, but it looks
I love how it looks like so much happens in this mid lane, but nothing happens, because they both have such ridiculous, like... I don't know why Kasante's HP regen is so high. Ooh, he buffed the Gragas ult. Oh, he missed! He missed the Q flash! Oh, BDD, no! Oh, BDD.
Welcome to the party. Lahens is here, he's in position. Warm hugs on offer, but I don't know whether they necessarily want to do it. He's baited forward. The permafrost is
Klitsch should die.
They managed to get the kill onto the
It's 3 for 1.
Lahens gonna get knocked up down to 200 health. The flash forward from Zeka.
My favourite champ to climb. It depends on role.
The barrel finishes him off.
See you later.
Depends on
and
role.
KT Rolster got
As now life's gonna move on in. I say that, but now Cuz could be in trouble, but no. Gonna be able to back away. The mid
Cuz is, as usual, looking for things that he doesn't really need to look for.
really hoping for last game around where they're winning skirmishes, they're taking
While
objectives.
outscaling.
They were able to take the Drake last time, but nothing else really went their way. Now they've got
It's probably the biggest downside of KT, is that they,
now you're seeing
when they draft a scaling comp like this, they try to be too
They're
active.
not going to hit that impact early, but because he got it later, is able to just kind of stave off that pressure.
Oh yeah, Annie is probably the best mid laner
And the KO is just going to take a long time.
to pick.
All right, well, there's some divine intervention for the top side of the map, but Kiin not really going to get too much.
Kiin's
value
fine
from it.
here.
He's
Kingen
gonna
is
slaughter,
definitely
though,
dead.
wants to go all out, and Kingen, I don't know whether he's going to be immune enough. The ult comes through. They
Clid, no flash. Clid is
now
also
Kiin
dead, I
is
think.
fighting the jungler. He should be able to win this
Can
because he doesn't
Zeka
have
get
a
here in
with
time?
the ulti
No, he
available.
can't.
There it is.
Yeah.
Double kill for
Okay.
Kasante.
Gragas has R him into the cask. Not quite, but he R's him towards himself. Nah, he's fine.
Because Kasante, I shrug.
Oh, Viper?
Super mega
Viper!
Hold on. Happened, Rob.
Oh, he hits it!
Looks scary.
He hits those!
I mean, he's got full health.
Ah, he's the GOAT. He's the best ADC of all time.
And there it is. Belly bop the combo and
That's actually deft,
be able to
but
finish that one off and take a
I think
point
Viper might
as
be
well.
the best ADC in the world at the minute.
Bizarro world we're living in.
He's
Yeah,
really
it's so
good.
weird.
Is he the Viper or Ruler?
Top matchup was a benefactor of a lot of over.
Again, KT being very active in now. I can't speak. I'm stuttering. Understandably, they're being active here to try and break the freeze in top lane for Kiin. Because that wave was going to slow push into Gwen and then freeze outside his turret, and that's not a situation you want to be in as KL against Vi. So there is a good reason for them to be active there. Alright, Dragon. If KT get on the Dragon, I think they can fight it, but I don't think they should. I think they can, but I don't think they should. Wait. Oh, he's going Wit's End, right? Yeah, Wit's End is really good into KL. Really good into Gragas Blitz as well.
Yeah, not having a really good time.
I was wondering what Kiin was building with the Hearthbound axe. I was like, is he going Trinity? Surely not, but no, it is Wit's End.
And there is some vision, but it's been switched.
I hope it's Wit's End anyway.
Just throwing them our first
Player-wise, I think this is a much better game for Hanwha Life because their highest... The thing that KT struggle to deal with most is the Jinx. So it's like the opposite of last game where they had Viper on a champion that has very low agency. Now they have Viper on a champion that has really, really high agency. And Viper being their best player, I think that's much better for them.
Permafrost going to come down as well. The ulti comes on in, and now
That's a dead Cuz to Rocket. Boom!
Mega Death Rocket gets Viper excited. Aiming, can you actually turn this into a good scenario? The answer is yes,
Okay.
at least for now, as he threw out an ult to a dead Blitzcrank. That's how much.
The build I would assume... The build that I would build would be Wit's End, Nash's Tooth, Riftmaker. You could maybe go Zonya's because they have a Vi. I think that's perfectly reasonable. And then like a Death Cap. Those items. The first two should definitely be Wit's End and Nash's. Is Jinx really a high agency champion, or is it just in the context of Aphelios not being able to play last game? It's the context of Aphelios was playing into Ezreal, Annie, Malphite, Yumi. Like, he could never hit anyone.
Yes, he can! And just walks back to
Okay,
the
Kiin!
Oh no! That is not
Whereas this game, Jinx is playing against Aphelios, who can never hit her. Kayle, who can own... Kale's like the only person who can really hit her. Like, Cassante shouldn't really be able to get to her. Sedge can, like, try and get her with an ult somehow. Emilio's never going to interact with Jinx. Right, there's the Wits End. So Kale's on a really good power spike right now, level 11 with Wits End. She actually smashes Gwen 1v1 now. When Gwen goes base and gets Riftmaker, it becomes less of a smash. But right at this moment, it's a smash, so Gwen's gonna get the hell out of there. Can she not afford Riftmaker? Oh no, she can't afford the Riftmaker. I followed LCK a lot last split as well, yeah. I always watch LCK. I'm a big LCK fan. Okay. Oh, big damage from King and huge ult. Oh, Helmo Life are gonna sweep. That's the word I was looking for. They're gonna sweep this fight. Viper's just resetting. Gets another reset off the turret. He probably even kills BDD. Okay. He doesn't get locked down. Oh. Oh no. That's a disaster. I think Hanwha win now. They convert that into third Drake, and they're so far ahead that KT are not going to be able to stop them getting Soul. I don't think there's any way KT can fight fourth Drake here. I think Hanwha are going to win. Okay, so the dragon is spawning in 4 minutes, right? That's the Dragon Soul. That's what KT want to, what Hanwha want to play for. The most effective use of Hanwha's time now is to deny as much as they can from KT. So they want to push in the waves and then run into the jungle and take enemy jungle camps. So here, like, I don't think they can contest this red with just Viper. No one's with him. Life and Clid were both on a reset. Oh, he gets it! Nah, Viper's just the GOAT. Nah, Viper's too good. He actually gets those. Oh man, this guy. This guy. Oh, they're just gonna start up the Baron. That's nasty. Oh, there's no way in. Oh, it's so nasty. Zeka can just, yeah, Zeka can just zone on his own. It's fine if he dies. Just let him die. Just let him die. No. Okay, they win the fight anyway. I think it was really dangerous that they actually went for that fight. They're like, just don't give them the window. I don't think KT are actually strong enough to kill them, to be fair, but you know, the clean play would be just let Zeka die and then take the Baron buff. Right, now you pressure with this Baron, and it almost... The fact that they have Baron leading into Soul, they're going to be sieging with Jinx, and then they're just going to back off and grab Soul, and I don't think there's any way KT can win now. It's really, really hard for KT to win.
So far away, I think this game likely ends before he hits 60, and it's just looking that way. We're only 21 minutes in. It's not like we're hitting the 30-minute mark or anything like that, but as you can see, total damage. Yeah, they're just going to take all the vision in bot side. They're going to push in bot and mid waves. They're going to siege the turrets with the Baron-empowered siege minions. And they're just going to keep dipping in and out of this jungle, making sure there's absolutely no vision for KT. It's going to be damn near impossible to get the Drake Soul denied. Hanwha are going to get Drake Soul and then a Cloud Soul Jinx with Gale Force. You're just never going to touch her. She's going to kill everyone.
Too many mythics for this Jinx.
And now we're only 2 levels away from that. Is Cuz looking to engage?
Oh, the hook onto Emilio. That's the best possible target. He just died. Oh my! That was such a nice cast by Zeka. Oh, they're all dead. Zeka ease him back, yeah. Oh, and now they don't have a wave. He's going to TP mid. They're going to go mid wave. Are they going to end? I think they can end. Only Cassante and Kayle. No ults on Kayle. Oh, they can end. I don't know why Zeka didn't come with them. Because if Zeka's with them, he can like tank turret shots. Oh, I guess Emilio respawned. Well, it's so early in the game. It feels like 35 minutes, but it's only 23. The respawn timers are so low.
Botley wants to.
But
Viper's
again,
just
both games
so much
we've seen
instinct,
the Aphelios
so much
versus higher ranged
with
ADC.
with
The
the
same
defensive
thing we were
range
seeing at
that
MSI.
have, because
And
KT,
teams
they
keep
just
doing
haven't
it.
been able to get this
Like,
composition to work the way that it could work on paper, right?
B1 Vi simply has no answers. I think all the champs that the only thing I would change is that you could make Aphelios something that's a bit less vulnerable to Vi here. But like,
he could be any champ.
Yeah, he really could.
Kafante is fine, Sedge is fine. Vi, I don't think Vi is doing that much. The biggest problem is Jinx. No one can touch her.
Is a great adaptation here from Harmer Life, utilizing that blue side.
Oh, well, therefore.
Going for it, Cuz gonna get picked off though, and aiming just throws an ultimate to Narnia.
Another great cast.
Oh, that's Baron.
Cast to Oblivion, and yeah, I mean,
Zeka's actually playing Gragas really well today. Oh!
the hook is just gonna barely miss Kiin.
It was such a bait and
That was
switch.
so close.
Viper's sitting there like, oh no, it would be a shame if they Shurelius'd onto me and kill me, while Life is just sitting there looking for a hook, and then Viper, he does have to flash, but he gets out, he's got Gale Force, and then as soon as he's out, it's like, all right, we just turn on to KT here, and now Baron is taking TP to the top lane here to take out this.
Well, I guess we go game 3.
And just push to potentially end the game. I mean, look, all they need is a single pick here, and they've been getting them so consistently. They don't have to end now, but I mean,
Take a miracle if they are going to come back in this one. There's that level 16, the most irrelevant level 16 on a KL I've seen in a very long time. That almost did aiming. Kind of crazy that Life was that close, because that looked like a very opportunistic hook.
This game is
he could've
very
flashed for
doomed.
it, honestly, he might.
Yeah, you can see. Trying to get in position.
I mean, they're just gonna get the mid inhibitor now and siege up this bottom inhibitor turret. As unfortunately, Kiin and Cuz have to defend the Nexus turrets against all this pressure.
Yeah, Kiin just going to be pushing all these minions towards the KT base. And with the Baron buff, it's going to be really difficult. There is still a minute left on that one as well. Elder's going to be up in a minute if they would like to. They can prolong this game for a little bit longer, but I think that Harmer Life, you just need to grab that 50 gold that's inside the Nexus, and we are going to be moving towards game number 3. Zeka finding a nice little barrel there onto BDD as the cast connects onto aiming. BDD trying to get something.
I don't think Gragas bullies Kale that hard. Kale just kind of ignores him.
KT are holding on to the best of their ability, and maybe if they weren't a bajillion gold behind, this could be better, but it is not, because Viper says it's not. That's the double kill. The hook is going to.
Is there a huge delay?
Well, and there goes the Nexus. Hamwa, bring us to a decider.
Now
Here we go. We got KT on blue again.
The draft will be similar to what it was in game 1, but interesting to see what Hanwha Life Esports does on their red side this time. Okay, banning the Zeri. I thought perhaps we'd see the Yuumi ban instead here. That one's going to be taken off the board first. Will we see Nico to follow? That's the expectation.
Oh yeah, mentioning that the game 3 kind of does spoil game 2 a little bit.
Because they had such a good answer for it last time around.
Well, they just banned Vi on 1, I guess.
Just pick up a bottom lane that's very happy to run that blitzcrank. So
Again, Hanwha banning Zeri on red. I think the Vi Maokai bans do kind of signal that they want Zeri. Like, they're both point and click lockdown champs into the Zeri.
On the Harmer Life Esports side, as Lucian was their final ban on blue side.
They have to. She has no counters.
The question too now of does Hanwha Life Esports have a good answer?
60 plus seconds delay. That's weird.
KT could just fall back to that here, even though it's
What, from like when you're sending a message to when I reply to it, or?
Really internationally.
Lucian's gone, Milio's open, Kafante's open, Gragas is open.
Play around, and they played to the win condition very well with that pick. Will be the Wukong ban. So,
Nico's not.
You know, Kasante is still up. The Yuumi still up.
Yeah, Yuumi and Milio.
Milio as well.
Available.
Yeah, and I'm more afraid of what Life can do with Milio than I am based on how KT's been playing today of what Lehens can do with it. And especially when you consider Blitzcrank is still up. I think this
Please
is
don't be one of Helios. Oh my god, it's so bad.
no matter what. The Yumi's now off the table.
Did they not watch game 1 or game 2?
Felios has kind of been picked apart every time it's been picked. And it hasn't really been the
I don't know.
power pick that we have seen it capable of being in previous.
I love Jinx Milio here, actually.
Yeah.
Are we
Already the range advantage in lane and then team fights, and then you have the Milio range extension.
are we
on top
watching
of that.
different games?
And with the Wukong ban, they've already shown us here you know, the Lulu pick becomes a lot weaker, but they're going to opt into Zeka's Gragas again, which after the phenomenal performance we saw from him.
I mean, Hanwha are winning draft so far. Jinx Gragas is really good.
I mean, you could do something
Annie's pretty solid.
like Annie Blitzcrank here, like Lehen's popularized at the end of the summer season. He was the Blitzcrank guy, not Life. And, I mean, I'm not saying that's what it has to be, but it certainly could be. Different way.
I normally have, yeah, my delay will be higher than normal. I normally have, I'll end and start stream between the series. I'll do it for the Dom one, but it's set to normal latency instead of ultra low latency. That'll be why it's delayed.
And we'll see what Humble Life Esports are going to do, because they can just Melio it up if they would like to right now.
I think Zilean is so insanely broken now.
See what it is going to be.
There's 40 seconds you've counted. I think Zilean is so crazy into Aphelios Yumi. You just E him. It's like, and then you E your Jinx, and you ult your Jinx when Annie kills her, and it's like, okay. Zilean would be nuts. Melio's okay. Melio's fine.
So, unlike esports, get the opportunity to respond here with a pretty free set of
Melio's okay.
Picks like the Cassante is still relevant here.
Not as good as Zilean though.
For KT, the question becomes: does this comp become a scaling Yumi?
Right. Well, I think the best fourth pick is.
Focus is getting a little bit narrowed here as KT. And it makes you wonder if Kiin's just going to be on tank.
What is the best fourth pick for red?
That in itself is problematic against already decent peel and engage with that Melio pick and the Jinx we've already talked about. Right? Yeah, Humble Life Esports definitely in the driver's seat of the rest of this draft right now.
Gragas can go jungle, so you have a lot of options.
If, like, BDD can't get on top of Life, then a Flash Tibbers is not as dangerous as it can be. Just given the fact that you can alleviate so much.
Maybe you go
with Melio's ultimate. Yeah. So
maybe you go Viego again and then counter pick top.
That wasn't existent in game number 1 for Humble Life Esports. As going to be banned away here. Final ban for Humble Life Esports. Up and available. Jax sort of standing.
Kha'Zix isn't bad here either. I think Kha'Zix is. Oh no, Kha'Zix is terrible. They have Yumi. Don't listen to me. Don't pick Kha'Zix into Yumi. Cassante, yeah, Cassante's okay as well.
There are a few other picks you wouldn't want to play into it, like Jax can struggle into the Gnar. That's banned away now. I think you knew that was coming.
It's either Cassante or Viego, I think.
There's really not a whole lot KT can do to dictate this draft anymore. They're already behind. As now the Ornn is banned, and Humble Life Esports like, cool, we can pick Sion. I mean, as kind of an alternate option of a front to back here. The Viego is going to be picked away here now, so the Annie Viego pick potential is also now weakened.
I really like the Viego pick away.
Oh,
I think
they are going Viego. Cool.
For Kiin that he feels comfortable on.
Yeah, and then
But what do you have for us? Of course,
counter pick top on 5.
Inside and out. He's a fantastic Viego player, as we saw in game number 1, but we've been seeing for years now. Is what it feels like.
If it's just Sejuani here, I'm really concerned. I'm not a huge fan of it. BDD's been playing a ton of Yasuo and solo queue, so I'd love to see it, but...
J4 where?
Where's the Annie go in that case?
What, for blue?
Yeah,
all right,
cycling through everything.
I mean, Sion is the only one of these picks that were just hovered that makes any sense. If we had locked in Jace, I'd be like, all right, we don't even need to see the rest of this draft.
Into Sion.
If it's just the Sejuani here, you have a really disjointed, weaker version of what Humble Life Esports have put together here. I want to see something better.
Yeah, and the counter pick for Kiin, that could just be Gragas, of course. Like, Gragas into Sion is something that you're very happy to do.
Is there a mid that's better than countering top? Volibear? Is Jax is banned? Okay, okay. Aatrox isn't bad here. Yeah, Cassante is fine. Cassante is like the most standard. It's just good. I think you could go Aatrox here as well.
Pretty comfortable going for that one, but the Volibear.
Oh, he's doing it! Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, I thought I'd called it. Wait, but like every time I say something, it's getting hovered. But not even just because it's Kiin, just because Aatrox is really, really good in style, and none of their champions have any dashes. Like, Aatrox is unbelievable into dash plus champions. So I think Aatrox would unironically be really good here. Casante's fine. But I think I still like Hanwha draft better. Like, it's so hard for the Aphelios to do anything. Having Annie makes it a lot better. Oh my god, Kiin, how did you get there? Bro, where are you? Kiin's in Africa.
You could say almost advantageous.
Holy.
Like you said, if you get that win and that momentum here against either of these teams.
Yeah.
You know, because the expectation
What a
is
guy.
that, you know, T1 will
Oh, BDD's gonna get some money. Boom, boom, boom. Tango hold. Easy clap.
Exactly right. And now I want to talk about this Volibear skin, which is pretty cool. Kind of looks like a Mr. Pandaria.
Oh, BDD was trying to get the cheekiest movement in the world there.
Yeah, I haven't played that expansion.
He was really going for that cheeky movement.
So I'm kind of all about it.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where Volibear is going to look to gank. Like, none of these lanes look particularly gankable.
First strike gold BD can pick up
Any dives or anything.
He has no idea. He's doomed.
Okay,
I think. These flash
comes down, the flash does come forward. Zeka didn't invest his.
I guess Annie didn't have cooldowns. This could have maybe looked for the return kill there. No flash on Annie makes her quite vulnerable though. On Gragas level 6, like when Gragas hits 6, you can look for a E-flash ult into the Viego. So I think Volibear's going to need to cover mid around level 6. Like if Zeka collects this, base TPs, hits level 6 when he comes back from base. Wait, is Zeka going to die? Oh, I thought Cuz was going to like sneak around. Drop the E on him. We went from such an interesting top lane matchup with like Gwen Kale to Sion Casante. Like, we're back to MSI. He's literally MSI drafting right now. Just Milio's been added in. Like, it's so boring.
You know, it's a difficult thing to do sometimes.
Annie means that when level 6 is hit, also not a lot of kill
Oh, Kingham was really slow on that combo. You can do that combo without them having any time to react to it. Oh, well, life's dead.
Milios are being bullied today, Wolf, and it doesn't matter which side of the rift they're on.
Nope. And there's the value of the Volibear early on.
It's good for KT that they're getting things early and that Kiin didn't get solo killed though. I think KT do need to snowball this.
Is going to end up losing out on this Drake. To have that cast could be a big problem. As when the white gun is ready, Aphelios
Holy, there's so much damage with the Kershey shard on the
certainly, because of course the extra damage that they got.
The Calirum shot.
Man, BDD is just setting his
Zeka?
And Zeka is really struggling to cope with it.
Yeah,
as finally times out.
BDD can kill him with EQW. Yeah, he had to EOA there. Okay, flash from Life. Life is getting caught by everything in the world right now. Aiming is playing very well this game.
Yeah, and I think the other two games have been aiming, and now it's hitting.
Nice, Atlas.
Especially in this laning phase. And this is the first time that
Atlas is so good. He's... Oh, aiming, -1. -1.
It's just what happens when you leave the camera on them for too long. They get nervous, and they miss cannons. Is Cuz going to be starting off on this Rift Herald?
Is a bit bold here, considering how much resources you just committed bottom side of the map.
Oh, Jinx is moving? Aphelios is moving. We're having a 5v5 over Herald. I think Aphelios could just go bot and take turret, but like, he's going to get here and do nothing, right? Oh no, the Herald reset. Okay, if the Herald didn't reset and it actually got taken, now Aphelios is going to do something. Right, so we've got 5 people top. I mean, it's worse for Hanwha because they're going to bleed bot wave to the turret. And now it's going to bounce back into KT. Who's going to go and get it? Because Kiin can't TP for it. I guess BDD could TP for it, and then they put Kiin mid. No, Kiin's just going to base and walk, but he's not going to get there in time because Zeka's going to push this in.
very split up in that fight. By the time aiming on the heads get there, then you know.
You remember LS having an aneurysm here? What, over the 5 versus 5 Herald drop every wave in the universe gameplay?
And
I'm not surprised. It's so odd.
Aiming's gonna take this opportunity after
It just doesn't need to happen.
around top side, try to grab some plate gold here against this Kiin.
Like, what did Viper and aiming going there actually change?
The slower response here for the side of HLE.
Zeka manages to get the cannon on camera as well. Absolutely amazingly done as Kiin explodes, and we'll be able to collect all of that farm. You can see Kiin, yeah, does have that slight advantage. KT just going to move on down and take this Rift Herald that everyone was fighting so aggressively over, and then they just move in and take it for free.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this is the power of denying a Rift Herald like this, and then your enemy AD carry goes back.
They can't be scapegoated if their team loses the fight. It's the solo queue mentality. I love it.
Sante's going to have to now come up here top side and deal with this. And I've got Prio, and I've got the Rift Herald, and you guys can't even contest.
Who's outscaling here? I think Hanwha Life are outscaling because of the Jinx Aphelios dynamic. But it's not as cut and dry as the past couple of games where there was like clearly an outscaling draft. Like game one and game 2, KT were just clearly outscaling. But here it's like kind of close. Aphelios at least has targets to hit this game. He has Cassante, he has Gragas, he has Viego.
He is that kind of guy on this volley bear. Of course, you know, the Lord of Thunder. So not too worried about zapping. Kiin also just left alone.
Kiin proxying again.
Top side. It's the Cassante. HLE going to come down towards his bottom lane, try and grab these last couple of plates for aiming.
I mean, I feel like in a lot of ways, Hanwha Life Esports getting a little out macroed here as Kiin will get some plate gold on the top side of the map.
Yeah, Hanwha Life actually lost out more from the 5v5 Herald thing than KT did. Like, they lost an extra wave compared to KT. Marginally prefer red, but with nameplates you like blue. That's fair enough.
That is just going to be the Drake secured. Lahens soaks up the Super Mega Death Rocket, is now teleport. Going to be used to get back towards this top outer turret. Kiin,
I would like red so much more if they had Aatrox. Like, I know Cassante is broken, but it's such a good Aatrox game. No one can live an Aatrox combo. Like, no one can get out of his W. No one can dodge his Qs easily. It's one of the few times that I actually really like Aatrox. And it obliterates Sion in lane. It's such a stomp matchup, instead of this like handshaky thing that we're seeing here. But the point of the Viego is that you have poke coming out from Jinx from outside of range. You have like Gragas casks if Gragas builds full AP from high range that are chunking people down. And then Viego can reset. It's kind of like what KT did in game 1, but way less good. Like, the Ezreal Annie does so much more than the Jinx Gragas. I guess there is like a little bit of bias on Aatrox that it's Kiin, and Aatrox is just his best champ by quite a long way.
Alright, where are we really getting advantages here as Hanwha Life?
I mean, he literally has a skin for it, right? So
No, that's not happening either, so...
it's like Zeka or Akali Silas. They're just... You see this player, you want them on these champs.
I mean, it's not like the
secondary bear tippers.
He just knows.
What is he building? Is he going straight Ardent Sensor? What does that build into? That just goes into Ardent Sensor, right? Or Staff of Flowing Water, but he's not going to go Staff of Flowing Water.
I'm looking at the
Surely.
situation here once again for gonna get a big edge for
So we've got Drake in 124, both top laners have TP, so I think they're going to keep... Oh, the top laners are bot though, but both mid laners have TP, so it doesn't matter really which lane assignment they use. The main thing is that it's going to be a 5v5 for this Drake. It's KT getting their third Drake, putting them in Soul Point. There's no way Hanwha Life are going to let them do that. Even though Hanwha Life are slightly up. Kiin, you're not in the bush, you donut. Do I want the answer? No, we'll wait and see. It won't be too much longer, right? It'll probably be just after this Drake fight. He'll get his first item. How much gold has Life wasted on control wards? Like, how does he not have an item? The item he's building, if it is Ardent Sensor, is 2,100 gold. How can you not have that?
It's definitely better than what we've seen from him in the past.
I'd have to rewatch the VOD and see how many pink wards Life bought this game. Well, like, he's running around with 2 pink wards in his inventory. What's he doing?
So that's quite nice for him to pick that one up.
Yep, that's something.
Yeah, I keep saying what you're about to type.
There is always the
Oh, the delay. You're getting delay gapped.
in the same game, which means that
Like, why has he got 2 control wards in his inventory? What's the point of that?
which is kind of
He also, there's one on the map as well that's probably his. They have 4 control wards on the map, 2 in Life's inventory. They actually have very good vision of this dragon, which is giving them some time. So maybe the pink wards are just good. What do we know? Oh, they have a pick. They can get dragon. They just push Polar Bear out. No Polar Bear. Can they get him with Zeka? Zeka flag. Go, 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 go. Dragon, 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 dragon. Back off, dragon, dragon. They did it. Right, they're going to trade dragon for mid turret, and I think that's fine. It gives them 5 extra minutes, and they really need these 5 minutes. I like this. Yeah. You 2-man the Drake, and you send everyone to defend mid. Slow them down so they don't get 2 turrets. Zeka, where are you ulting? Ooh, through the wall. I think he just killed his Gragas though. I think Kiin just killed Zeka. Yeah, he's a double agent.
Timing there.
He took away the kill from the Aphelios, you know?
Hey, there we go.
He's happy to say, alright, I'm going to give this one to the side.
Alright, I genuinely don't know who's going to win this. Like, Hanwha Life are slightly outscaling, KT are slightly ahead. This is a pretty close game so far.
They set it up, and Zeka has just taken all of the abuse, doesn't have his ultimate anymore, isn't able to stave off that pressure alone, and I think they were trying to do a little bit too much here while they were taking that Drake. So
But even if it goes late, KT can still win. It's a very, very slight scaling difference, I think.
KT back in the driver's seat, at least able to survive this as well.
Well, what's going on live? What's going on? They're killing,
Actually goes down as well.
they're killing Kiin.
Look at the damage.
Guys, they're killing Kiin. Stop the camera. Guys, they killed Kiin, you bastard. But Jinx with reset is pretty disgusting.
Look at how much aiming is able to do
Kiin.
when Zeka is stunned up here.
I think he wanted to take the Scion into the jungle where Milio and Jinx were. That's what I thought he wanted to do. But he took it under the turret on top of Zeka.
Can't believe we're watching this whole thing all over again. But I guess we are flashing for it, or flashing rather.
Yeah, Jinx with Milio really does right-click from Narnia. It's like, what, 700 with rockets, or 725? Is it 725 with rockets? Then you get an extra 50 from lethal tempo. So that's 775, and then Milio can give around 200, so that's like 970. It's like 1,000 range. I don't actually know how much Milio gives. Maybe Milio gives 150, so it's like 925 range. But okay. And then rapid fire cannon as well. He could have. He could get even. It'd be like playing Senna late game, but you're Jinx. Can Clid get it? Can Clid get it? They're nuking him down. Oh, he's alive! He's alive! Oh, he's dead. That was so close. Yeah, I know Milio is capped. I just don't know what the cap is as well. Okay, I think KT win now. It's kind of like last game where they get the Baron and then they're just too far ahead for the team that's scaling better to come back, because they're just going to break mid now, and then they're going to base, I think, and send their laners to side lanes to collect the waves, and then they're going to pressure those waves. They're going to get bot side vision, and they're going to collect Drake when that comes up, because they're still going to have the Baron buff. They might even get a side lane T2 turret, but by pushing in the waves, they're going to deny jungle camps, they're going to deny vision. It's going to make getting into this dragon really hard. It's basically going to guarantee them the 3rd dragon and put them on soul point. And then from that point, I think they're just going to have such a gold lead that they will get the soul, inevitably. But we'll have to see. But Lehens has an Ardent Sensor as well. He has an Ardent Sensor and an Echoes of Helia. Notice how Life has 2 control wards in his inventory, by the way. After this game, we're going to go through and we're going to see how many control wards each support buys. He's going to lose, though. Viper might lose without dying. The Viper effect. So yeah, look at the vision here in the... Where's my mouse? Here in the bot side jungle, you see how they pushed in the waves with Baron and then they completely denied vision into the entrance to Dragon, so there's no way, because of the Baron that they got, it ended up that there was no way that Hanwha could contest the 3rd Drake, so now they're on soul point. And now they're just gonna chill until the objectives come up, play for the objectives, win the game. Because the next dragon wins them the game, the next Baron guarantees them the next dragon, so they'll probably fight for Baron. Use that to get the dragon, and then they will win. Best soul in the game as well. Hextech is disgusting. So now they're going to be pushing in top and mid waves as much as they can and using that to deny vision on the... Like, you see this vision spread where it's like red have vision in the top quadrant and blue have vision in the bottom quadrant? They're going to try and flip it. So KT are going to want to put blue vision in this top quadrant of the jungle, so that it's really hard for Hanwha to approach Baron. So they're not actually looking to kill anyone here. The reason they're in this jungle is that they're looking to contest vision and siege these turrets.
Not at this state of the game. And it's only 7 kills for 24.
Life still has 2 control wards in his bag. Ooh, they didn't rotate anyone mid. They're just getting free damage on mid turret.
Just really good map movements from BDD, from Cuz.
Oh, BDD. Was that a Mikhail? There was some sort of circle around him, but there is no Mikhails in the game, right? Oh my god, Kiin! Kiin's TP! Oh, but they got inhib. I think that inhib pretty much guarantees them Baron. I think you just let him run away, right? There's no point chasing him. You may as well just go and get topside vision. You get your topside vision now, and then you use the inhib pressure and top lane pressure. Like, you put your team top, the inhib pushes mid. You get the Baron, use the Baron to get the dragon, you end the game. I think that's the best line of game plan for KT. Right, when we go back to live, let's see the vision situation. So there's a lot less red vision on that top side now. Life's doing his best. He's recalling without dropping any of his control wards. So he can't actually buy any control wards on this reset. It's really, really bad for Life. He really needs to buy 2 control wards, but he just can't. Oh, it's actually really good for Hanwha that Clid gets this crab. I think it's a bit of a mistake from KT to let him get that, unless they're calling that they can just end the game without Baron. I feel like they can't though, right? Okay, maybe they can. Oh, the bounce! It's the bounce special! It's the bounce! Oh, the bounce has been teaching Kiin how to play Sion. Oh, I didn't consider the bounce special when I thought about whether they could end. Oh, you gotta think about the bounce special, guys. GG. GG, KT. It ends with the bounce special.